Hey guys, Dantic here. It's been a long while, but we finally have another Borderlands game to look forward to. Borderlands 4 seems to be a return to form after the contentious Tiny Tina's Wonderland and whatever they did with Borderlands 3. Borderlands 4 though just got some brand new gameplay for us to run through, so buckle up because there's a ton to get through. So what you're seeing is a mix of footage from PS5 and PC. And it honestly looks clean. Comparing it to Borderlands 3 footage, you can see the upgrade. It's keeping the concept graphic novel art style, and I'm here for that. We know the series is all about loot, but unlike the marketing for Borderlands 3, they haven't mentioned anything about how many types of guns the game has, as they seem to have learnt from their previous mistakes. We know there'll be a lot of guns, but they'll be mostly randomly generated, and a single stat difference doesn't a new gun make. Anyway, the gameplay opens by taking a close look at the type of weapons we can expect, one being of legendary quality. Holding a button to auto-equip shows a little animation flourish. Now, most of these clips cut very quickly, but if we pause, we see this weapon shoots saw blades of some kind, not only decapitating this Ripper, it also rips off all her limbs. This will be a very gory game, as most kills are outright turning enemies to paste. Impact was something I definitely feel lacked in the series. If you go frame by frame slow enough, you'll see enemies have a fully modeled skeleton inside their blood bags, meaning that creating blood fireworks will be all the more satisfying. Goddamn, now I sound like a psycho. But come on, you can even see her brain right here. What the heck is with this detail? Now, if you want some serious detail, you have to check out Magic the Gathering's next set, Ether Drift. Its theme is racing across the multiverse and contains powerful cards and beautiful artwork. If you like your races wacky, there are 10 unique racing teams that bring new mechanics and many new strategies. Check out Winter Curse Rider, Redshift Rocketeer Chief, and Captain Howler Sea Scourge. All getting this amazing gold foil treatment you need to see to appreciate. There are also themed vehicles and mounts like the Boost Buggy and Boosted Salute. There are also new showcase cards, Borderlands special foils, and the aforementioned gold treatment. There are also 2 unique pre-constructed commander decks that are ready to open and play. So be quick and pick these up before they fly out the door. Moving on, we're in a completely different area with a crocodile looking beast, inviting the player to feed it with a good old-fashioned grenade. Next we see a larger sequence with a plasma rifle of some kind. It pops some loot out of this Ripper and clearly has a shock damage type mod. We can see the effect as the enemy's skin melts off. The Vault Hunter then activates their ability. I have a feeling this one belongs to this big fella right here. My suspicion comes from the voice, which is male, and the fact he looks like a guy that uses big elemental axes. We saw in the reveal trailer that you can choose which element to throw out and you put the other axe away. In this case, they throw out the incendiary axe, which satisfyingly blows the enemy into pieces. The next sequence has you playing as a shorter character, most likely this Vault Hunter right here, taking on another set of Rippers on another part of the planet. We have a TDR rifle that is used to take out one enemy, then thrown onto another for a kill. It's unclear how much ammo it had left in it before it was thrown, meaning it's unclear how much damage it will do at this stage. Though interestingly, both these enemies didn't explode into paste, so perhaps that only happens with extreme overkill or with a critical. Just like Salvador, it seems this Vault Hunter can equip 2 weapons at once for his ability, which is excellent because this game is all about guns. Why not 2 instead of 2 axes? This weapon seems to be a heavy of some kind because it basically vaporizes everyone on the screen. In the next sequence, we see a siren-like ability, so it has to be this Vault Hunter right here. I tell you, I'm so glad it's just a straight Hadouken-like ability. I'm very tired of everything needing to be flashy. Just let me melt enemies into goo with a pink blast and I'll be happy. Now, I want to highlight how the follow-up with the very recoilless gun pinkifies the enemy almost instantly. It does look like a crit, and with it the enemy skin melts off and their skeleton and blood collapses into a pile like that scene from Deadpool and Wolverine. Absolutely comical and not at all realistic, but damn if it isn't fun as hell. It happens to his mate too. Clearly the Vault Hunters in this footage are overpowered or out-leveling the enemies here for gameplay's sake. Here's another ability from the big Vault Hunter, channeling the elements into his gauntlet, charging forward, then giving a falcon punch. It seems drones aid him in these abilities, forming whatever shape he needs. Also, I have no idea what he's punching, but he's in a snowy area, so it could be some kind of Iridian defense. In the next sequence, they quickfire gooify this Ripper with a pistol, cowboy style. Then they're in the air and throw another to your rifle at some enemies. Given the amount of blood we see, it seems like the enemies are also exploded into every which part, but the footage cuts away before we can tell. Here's a suicidal ripper. Obviously you need to stay the heck away from these. Note that the sky has shattered like glass here. Are we inside a dome projecting a fake skyline, as we can see the real sky outside of it, or are there some shenanigans going on with the whole planet? Anyway, avoid the suicidal rippers. And maybe avoid the crazy ones too, though flying back and shotgunning seems to work well. I don't love how he turns into a corpse here. It seems like the blood and skeleton bag has loaded in separately if you slow the footage down. That's a lot of extra meat that's appeared out of nowhere. Also, why does a shotgun sound like a BB gun? It should have a louder blast and more recoil. Here's a cool transition where he falls into the water, and in the next scene has him popping up from it. So far there are a lot of different animations which I love. You can't shoot and swim, but when out of the water he does a slide and starts blasting. I'm seeing these yellow things drop a lot, and they look a lot to me like armor pieces. Make of that as you will. In the next scene we see a grappling hook used to latch onto a point in the environment. I'm guessing with the UI turned off we can't see it, but it'll no doubt be highlighted. The question is, do all Vault Hunters get this or an ability similar to this? And my thought is yes, they do. Now let's take a moment to appreciate the design of this shotgun. It looks positively glistening in the light, though it seems like a grenade was a better choice given the player's momentum. Be my friend! I don't think anyone is left to be your friend, buddy. Next we have an area at night. Wait, will there be a day and night cycle in this game, or is it just going to be based on area? I'm going to put my money on area. Now we get a good look at this Vault Hunter's ability. This cool tech cannon of sorts fires some kind of orb that rainbow fires this ripper. When finished off with an SMG, it explodes around it, leading me to believe these will paint enemies who will then chain react when killed. Also, it causes a shit hot explosion as well, so yeah, that's big. Basically, it's a nuke launcher you might want to stand back from. So we get a physical weapon firing and reloading against a different kind of enemy in a different area. Cut to a now aerial Vault Hunter with a huge heavy weapon. This weapon is shooting 2 rockets around, absolutely carpet bombing the area clean of enemies with no problem at all. Though my butt cheeks are clenching from the wasted heavy ammo here. Hopefully they fix that problem with the previous games where heavy ammo is just so rare that using heavy weapons just doesn't seem viable, at least when you don't lean into it. In the next sequence we see another enemy he's been melted with a corrosive or radiation based weapon. The effects are looking amazing. What you'll notice is the bouncing grenade type ammo of this weapon exploding into clusters. Then we have a boss of some kind. Not sure why the Vault Hunter went with the standard hunting rifle here, but it certainly doesn't seem effective. I'm hoping for interesting boss fights with new mechanics, not just spores flying at you, forcing you to stop firing and start dodging. Now we have another siren ability, this time summoning in a pet. It looks like a Vault Hunter with a scythe. At the very least there has to be a story here, maybe a dead twin or a friend, or maybe she's just resurrecting a dead body there. Because of the new ability to focus on, you may have missed the cool alien-like enemies as well. I'm unclear if this is an ability or simply a type of weapon in your grenade slot, but we see the Vault Hunter throwing a knife and it seems very effective against this enemy. Also note this lush environment, something we don't typically see in a Borderlands game. Well, yes, we did see it in 3, but shut up, I play 1 and 2 a lot. Finally, this gameplay right here. Does this Ripper, when it gets close to your character, attack you like this? Grab the screen, then headbutt you? Because it's kind of awesome. We haven't really had enemies do things like this before, as restricting movement isn't something Borderlands has really looked at. So it will be interesting to find out more. Break free, the slogan of this iteration. It's hard to know what that means just yet, but I'll be keen to know your thoughts below. We end the gameplay with a Ripper enjoying blood rain and severed body parts, something very much in line with what we saw in this trailer. It doesn't look like the Vault Hunter's parts if we compare the hands and feet, so Borderlands will release on the 23rd of September. I personally can't wait, but what do you think? Let me know below how you feel about Borderlands 4, and thank you again so much for watching. Until next time, ciao friends.